Okay, here's people. These are all the audience members of my speech. Okay, my name is Colten Sullivan, and I did my speech on breast cancer. I'm here to discuss the effects of breast cancer and what you can do to help fight the disease. According to Sarah Bosley, 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer during their lifetime. This is something that is a big issue to me because my mom is one of those 1 of 8 people that develop breast cancer. She's had breast cancer twice, once while I was in 5th grade and once when I was a sophomore in high school. It's something that's a big part of my life, and I believe that there are certain steps we should take in order to help prevent breast cancer. Breast cancer is a disease that hasn't been stopped. There's no cure for it yet. However, there are certain agencies like the Susan G. Komen Agency out there. They sponsor an event called Race for Your Cure. It is a 5 or 10K walk or run which you can participate in order to help donate money. Either by donating all your proceeds that you do in your race will be donated to science, or buying anything at the event. 10 million people by the next 25 years could die of breast cancer. By 2012, over 200,000 people, women, will be diagnosed with breast cancer according to WebMD. Basically, breast cancer is developed by lumps in the skin. These lumps can either be visible or not visible. My mom was lucky enough to be visible, her lumps were, and she went to the doctor and she got them taken out. However, some women aren't as lucky and these lumps aren't visible, and by the time they catch the cancer, it's too late. So what type of women are at risk? Well, some like to believe that it's genetics, but only 5 to 10% of it are actually genetics, according to Women's Health. Cancer.org says that breast cancer is a growth of the cells that grow out of an ordinary rate. These cells keep dividing and growing, and they create tumors. According to Cancer.org, it's a tumor that starts in the breast, and this tumor divides and surrounds the other tissues and eventually takes over. This is pretty much how cancer works. Cancer starts off as cells that continue to divide and grow at an abnormal rate, causing the person to develop lumps or knots. So what to do to stop it? Susan G. is the #1 leader in breast cancer. They donated $1.9 billion to research last year. They have the #1 leading scientists in the world, and are known. And they provide a safe way to helps donate your research and help check to see also if you have breast cancer. They also have places around the world and in each city that allow you to go and get mammograms to see if you have breast cancer. So why should you donate? They put all their profits to help search for your cure. They also have, like I said, the Race for Your Cure. The Race for Your Cure is a place where you can go and donate all your money and know that your money is safely donated. They are very reliable, according to SusanGKomen.com, and it's a great personal experience. Women are allowed to go and race 5 or 10K, like I said, and there's a bunch of people involved. There's pink everywhere. There's people that are given water bottles at the end, and bracelets and headbands, and everything they do is involved with pink. As you can see, I'll show my visual example about the Boise's having their Race for a Cure.
15,000 and then some. That's how many runners, walkers, and survivors took part in the 11th annual Komen Race for the Cure with today's Channel 6.
Hey, what a great day we've had today. Thanks so much from Susan G. Komen's Race for the Cure. We could not have done this without the help of all of you and without the help of today's Channel 6. Thank you.
So while we're proud to have presented this year's race, it won't be long till we're planning for next year's. Meantime, thank you from our friends at the Susan G. Komen Foundation and all of us at today's Channel 6.
That is my visual aid. This is a very unprofessional audience. So as you can see, that is one of the races that goes on in Boise. Tri-Cities is also known to having one of the races. I actually have a friend, good friend. She went up to the Portland race. There was a Portland and Seattle race she both went to. She said that the Portland race was really fun, but the Seattle race made it a lot funner. There was people there. They had celebrities there that were running in the races, and there was about 15,000 participants there. She said that was one of the best things that she could do to donate. She said that it was one way that she could know that her money was going to a reliable place and safe. I actually ran in one of my own races a couple of years ago. We went up to Portland also. The Portland race was very fun and interesting. We actually got to go visit. We decked out in pink, and we got to run for a good cause. And there were so many people there that had breast cancer and other survivors and victims that my mom actually did it too, and she said it was a great place to go to feel comfortable and feel happy with their surroundings. Pretty much what I came into conclusion was the fact that breast cancer is involved with everyone. Everyone knows someone who has cancer and has been involved with breast cancer. Whether it is your mom, your grandma, your aunt, your uncle, someone in your family, or whether it's someone you know, everyone has been involved, someone that's close to them. But thankfully, there are organizations out there like the Susan G. Komen Agency who has the Race Free Cure. The Race Free Cure will help donate your money to a safe place and will have good research. They're the leading scientists in the world, and like I said, with 1.9 billion dollars spent on research, eventually, hopefully, one day they'll find a cure. So the next time you go for a walk or a run, think about instead going to Race Free Cure and running in the 5 or 10K. It's only 3 miles or 6 miles, and you can go help save a life. All the money that you donate will be put towards research, whether it's buying concessions or whether it's just your donation to your entrance fee to run the race. All the money will go towards the research. I hope that you guys understand everything and that you guys see where I'm coming from, and that is something that you will believe in too. It's something that has been strongly upheld in my family, and something that I'm still currently going through. My mom has to go through different tests every 6 months to get tested to make sure it hasn't come back. And she believes strongly in the Race for a Cure. It's something that allows her to have hope. That is about the end of my speech. You guys have any questions?
Well, I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
Is it possible for males to get breast cancer?
It is very rare, but yes, it is possible for males to get breast cancer. According to, actually I wrote that down, according to breastcancer.org, it's very rare, but roughly around 5% of males could get, or 2% of males could get breast cancer. Alright. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Alright. What is your question?
Is it possible for someone to die due to breast cancer, or is it something that just is like a continuing disease that they have to fight for until they get it, cleared out or taken care of?
Actually, that's a great question. Yes, it is. Yes, it is possible for someone to die from breast cancer. There are many victims that die from breast cancer. If it's not caught at an early stage, then it's something that could be fatal. Luckily, most women are caught at an early age because breast cancer is such a widely well-known issue. But if it's not caught early, and like I said, if the lump is deep within the breast and you can't see the lump, then it is possible for someone to die from breast cancer. Sometimes people generally might develop multiple cancers from breast cancer. They might develop breast cancer, and then it might spread and go to other types of their body. Any other questions?
I have another question.
Okay,
Is there a way to prevent breast cancer?
There's certain ideas out there to stay away from different types of styrofoam and plastics in the microwave. But realistically, breast cancer, they haven't found an exact thing that causes it yet, and they haven't found exactly what you can do to prevent it completely. So the only thing you can do is go in and get mammograms or do self-home checkups that involve feeling women's breasts to make sure that there's no lumps or knots or anything, and that everything feels normal.
I have a question.
Okay.
Does breast cancer have any side effects that can take a toll on the person experiencing it, or maybe through if they'd have to go through treatment, would they feel the?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. There's chemotherapy or radiation. Chemotherapy is more strict and hard. It's normally injected into their body, and it kills pretty much every single cell in their body, whether it's good or bad. That's how women lose their hair. There's also radiation, which is just strong radiation on the certain spot where the cancer's at. That, like chemo, kills pretty much every single cell in that spot, but radiation is more direct and compact versus chemo is throughout the whole body. When patients go in for chemo, they're normally sick and tired. They normally puke at the chemo. They lose their hair, like I said, and they get very sick, and they eventually just don't want to move. It's pretty much, one could think of it as killing everything good and bad on the inside, and just basically working its way out. Any other questions? Jake, do you have a question?
No.
No?
Why the color pink for breast cancer?
Why the color pink? Because every different type of cancer has their own color. Pink is known as breast cancer. If you don't know, the breast cancer logo too, the ribbon, it's also pink. Pink is just the natural color, national color of breast cancer. Alright. So if that's all the questions, then I'll go ahead and sum it up. Thank you for being a good audience, and I hope that you guys see my issue, and hopefully at the next Race for Your Cure, you will go run in it or donate to the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Organization. Thank you.